Yo, what is going on, my fellow gamers? Godsend Killer here, bringing you guys yet some more Evolve. Now, today's video, as you can tell, is not just an ordinary Evolve video. This is the first official gameplay for the Tier 5 Medic Emet, this schizophrenic robot. That's right, schizophrenic. This guy seems to be pretty crazy. But anyways, guys, the gameplay credit does go out for Turtle Rock Studios because this comes directly from their live stream. But I understand not everybody follows their Twitch channel, and there's not a lot of Evolve content creators out there, so I figured I would share to help get the word around. And you guys let me know, how do you feel about this character in the comments below. He does come out on December 16th, which is next week, so he will be available to us soon. Also, I do upload a lot of Evolve content, mainly live commentaries and discussion videos, so if that sounds interesting, do stay around. But if not, hopefully you guys enjoyed the video anyway. And until next time, you guys take it easy. Laters.
Oh, and here we've got the deployables. He's our first medic that has deployable healing. So you'll see you put out these healing totems, and then they carry an effect when you get near the totems that you can be healed. And there were some people on the forums that were like, I wonder if reducing the number of deployables had anything to do with, what was coming up next. And someone pointed out, yeah, you could have had something like 25 deployable or 20 deployables out at a time before we reduced it once he came out.
It's a little much.
Would have been a lot to handle.
But if you've played with Rogue Val at all, you'll be kind of familiar with what I guess ambient healing feels like, where it's sort of, there's a healing aura around these totems here, or buoys, as I guess they are also called. So they will actually, they can get people up from being incapped if the monster isn't targeting them, and they sort of get a little, you can heal burst, and the heal burst not only comes out of Emet, but also the totems. So you can, with good placement of the healing totems, you can spread them around and basically heal like half the dome's worth of area, which is really awesome.
So and there's definitely, if we don't get a good shot of it during this, one of the shots from the trailer teaser we released this morning shows it. So if we don't get a good shot because we're in the middle of gameplay, you can always check it out there.
Yeah, and the other thing that his other ability, aside from his obviously class ability of the healing burst, is the dropship. No, sorry, it's the respawn beacon. We always come up with these names internally and like, throw the thing. Just more often what it is. But it's called the respawn beacon, and basically if, say, Hyde were to get incapacitated and for some reason the monster was really focusing him and your healing boys and your heal burst couldn't bring him back up, he would, die, and normally you'd have to wait 2 minutes for a dropship to come in and bring him back in. Well, if you have Emet on your team, he throws out a respawn beacon, and after 30 seconds, everybody who's died since he put it down or died before or since then comes back in. I'm not being super eloquent today. I didn't have any coffee this morning, and I apologize for that. But I'm super excited about this, and I haven't had a chance to play him lately because we've been so busy working on actually getting him out there and prepping all this stuff to show
for you guys on community team, they're you just see this crazy ramp up of all of you pulling your hair out trying to get things ready simultaneously.
Yeah, so it's good fun. It's good fun. But as long as you guys like it, that's what matters, and that's what makes us happy. Yeah, they're like, do we do something with this tyrant? Go on. Yay. See, and you saw that cute little pixelated thing up there, and then all of those rockets going straight to his location. Of course, as soon as they engage the tyrant, monster jumps in there trying to be an opportunist. It looks like we have Bennett on Assault, Sam Potter on Trapper, Medic is Grill, and support is Matt O.D., who some of you may know as sounding somewhat like Hyde.
Yeah.
So he's very at home listening to Emet and his insane filthy mouth. And the monster is Dan Nelson, who a lot of you guys will know from the forums as Majorly Hyper. He is often trying to kind of help you guys out, answer some questions.
Great at diagnosing PC problems.
Oh, I didn't know that.
Yeah, there have been several times where I'm like, Dan, there's this thing. I don't understand. I've tried all the usual stuff. And he's like, oh yeah, do this thing with this file.
There you go. QA, man. They don't just sit around playing video games all day.
No, they're magic.
They have to fix stuff. They have to figure out why it's broken.
So, QA will often know everything better than even the developers making the person's theory. They're the ones that have to use it all the time. They know it inside, outside,
Well, because anytime there's a bug, they have to reproduce it a ton of times to like actually figure out what's causing it. So it's not like you get to just sort of play the game, play through. You're literally like running into the same corner of the map like for 15 times
eliminating
and trying to like
variables.
get stuck every time you jump in a certain place, and it's just like, oh yay, we have a respawn beacon down.
Oh, nice.
Look at that.
Oh, we're hiding
So
it. It's behind our
the
head.
thing about, well, that's what it tells you instead of the dropship beacon reload thing.
Dropship timer.
If anybody wants to bring me coffee, I'll love you forever. But you see, it looks like something out of Ghostbusters. It's just like into the sky. It's not subtle. So the thing is that if the monster comes along and destroys it, they have to get on the dropship.
Yeah.
So you want to be very careful about where you place that, and kind of try to sort of sneaky hide it around corners. I used it recently in an arena match, and I had to kind of like go behind one of those huge pillars of rock and like sort of sneak it off to the side. But it worked out pretty well. Let's see, we have a question from Seedsy. Hi dude, how's it going? I saw a little bit of your casting from the TGL round of 8 last weekend. Looked pretty solid. Let's see, if Emet goes down after respawn ability is used, he can respawn with a lower time. I don't actually know if it persists after his death. I would think so, because most of our deployables stay. Like, if Bucket
that's
dies,
true. Yeah.
his turrets stay up until they're destroyed. So I would think that would make sense. I know Corey or Chris or Frill could confirm that. So let's see. Looks like Emet is getting a little focus here, but he's running towards his totems there, trying to like just get those little bits of regen to kind of manage to stay alive. Brill is pretty awesome at this game, so you see the jukes are real. And his heal burst is up, so he'll want to make sure that he is standing next to one of those totems when that goes out. There we go. And making sure that your teammates are in the right place, I feel like is really hard, because especially even in the studio, people aren't necessarily used to playing with Emet yet. So it's like, you're used to Val, who can just sort of aim a beam at you and heal you back up to health, and Emet you have to be a lot more aware of where his healing buoys are, because.
And then you want to be near them, but you don't want to be too near them, because if you're too near them, when the monster goes after you, it's just going to take that out as well. So you, it's just careful, okay, I want to be close enough I can get to it, but not close enough that a monster's going to take both of us out at the same time.
Yeah, there's a 15-meter radius, which is pretty reasonable. It's just, you want to, especially when you're running in between engagements, that's what I kind of struggled with on Emet is, where should I put the totems to be in the best place for while we're chasing? You kind of try to throw them out ahead, but then people are going in different directions, and you're just just run through the totem.
Look at that sneaky one behind the waterfall he was putting there.
Yeah, no, Brill is extremely sneaky. Yeah, it's still very obvious because it does glow and it's green. It actually reminds me of the effect that we have on the med bays, which I know a lot of people aren't really playing Evacuation anymore, but there's one map effect where if you win the first one, then you get med bays in the second one where you can run through, and not only do they heal you, they remove streaks.
Yeah.
Which is pretty awesome. Excuse me.
I haven't been paying attention to our subtitles, but I hope we've gotten some great Emet dialogue to show up. So the video we released this morning was actually the first video that we did custom subtitles. Normally we go with the YouTube auto-generated ones. And it was so funny when, because you have to type out what it says and it gets uploaded, and when you go to type out how Emet talks, you're like, he's a stuttering schizophrenic robot, he's gonna rip your dick off and beat you with it.
Yep.
And trying to get that into text form was a fun adventure that I got to go through yesterday. It was magical, and I don't know, it may be one of my new favorite moments ever was getting to subtitle Emet.
Yeah, it's oh goodness. It's what do you even say about Emet? When we were looking for audio for the teaser that we put out, it was kind of going through all of these dropship conversations and be like, sweet Jesus, we're behind an age gate, right? But people in the forums were like, oh my goodness, it's a robot. My daughter's gonna love this one. And I'm like, please don't play this with your child with the VO on.
Well, I think it's really funny that in some of the dropship conversations that he'll get to see when he launches, like, you get to see the hunters go through that same thing, because he'll start out, like, he'll be talking to Sunny and be like, hi, Sunny, I'm here to help. And then she'll respond and be like, oh, but can you fire? Or maybe it's with Abe, and then he says something, like, terrible in response, which is like, oh.
Death.
And so, like, you just get to watch, I think, all of the hunters go through the same thing that, like, all of us in playtest were just like, oh, he's so cute. Oh, God.
Yeah, wait, what?
What does he say?
I think my favorite is his interactions with Hank are pretty amazing, because Hank's just like, all right, buddy. Like, clearly wants to keep his distance.
I love the ones with Bucket, because, like, Emmet's clearly trying to relate to him because he's another robot, and then Bucket's just like, no, you're not like me.
And Bucket is very, like, superior with Emmet.
Yeah.
He's like, no, you don't understand.
No.
Like, I fly the ship. This is just sort of my buddy to go shoot things with cannons. Like, what?
It's like, you're insane.
Yeah.
I think he literally calls him insane
Probably.
in one of the conversations.